Good morning and welcome to Cover 2 Cook. We're on episode 112, our final episode before we take a 2-week-ish hiatus, and we'll be back. But what do we got today? We have the NFL. There's actually some stories to be talked about in the NFL, and then we're finishing with the Mount Rushmore of Sports Movies, as long as Mr. Tim Cook's Wi-Fi stays in with us. So let's get it started.
Yeah. I was going to do a vertical jump there. Thank you, Socks.
Travel been to Indiana, and did Cover 2 Cook get you a good hotel?
Indiana? No, I'm in Louisiana. I'm here for Mardi Gras.
I know that this might be hard, but I don't know how much you remember Friday night since we left you damn near when you fell asleep.
I got my belly full, man. I was like, I warm covers and warm. I was like, I could go to sleep right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Jack Dorsey.
Final answer?
Yes. All right.
This is going to be a long fucking day.
All right. Thanks so much for joining episode 112. We have some NFL news, and right off the first ones grabbing headlines, Justin Tucker got suspended for 10 weeks, violating the personal conduct policy. This is obviously coming after the sexual assault or sexual harassment. I don't know where the line is there, but the allegations that came out on him. Obviously, he got cut from the Ravens. Nobody really wants this. With it being a 10-week violating policy, violating the personal conduct policy, I don't know if teams will touch him. But at the same time, when it gets late in the season and teams are thinking about playoffs, they may jump on it. I hope a team doesn't take him. I still don't agree with Deshaun Watson being on a team. I don't agree with some of these other players that have done these awful things in the public, but we allow them to make millions to be stars on the field. What did you think about when you heard about this?
I mean, I wasn't shocked. I knew it was going to be not. Somebody's going to pick him up, Anthony. Somebody's going to pick him up. I don't care. Kickers are like golfers. If it gets in their head and they're no good. So if a kicker starts not kicking very well, let's say for Dallas, let's say for Philadelphia, somebody is in contention. They won't even bother. I mean, they will pick them up because they don't win the Super Bowl. Teams don't care. Fans don't care. They'll forget it by the time November rolls around that he did this. And I think they'll pick him up. I really do.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
He's still a good kicker.
Yeah, but he had his struggles last year. And I think that's the only thing you're going to have to talk about is, like you said, kickers get in their heads just like golfers and things like that. I don't know if he comes back. I don't know if he wants to step onto the field after. Because you say fans forget. Media doesn't, though. The media doesn't. And the media is going to bring that back into that game he steps back on the field. They're going to make sure that everyone remembers, hey, remember what Justin Tucker did back then? So I don't think he does. I think he kind of goes away onto his road and sails away. I just think this was the NFL saying, hey, stay out of it. Stay out of the NFL. Keep going on.
Well, I think that's their plan, the NFL. But some team's going to pick him up. I don't care. Like I said, I don't care. I think somebody picks him up. And it could be a Super Bowl contender, too. I think they're going to. I think that gives them that 10 weeks to kind of get away from football or playing on. He's going to get heckled. There is no doubt in my mind he's going to get heckled. I mean, there is. Deshaun Watson got heckled for all the times that what he did. He's going to get heckled. It's just whether he can handle it. He's got the thick skin to do it. You're right. He did kind of go down a little bit last year, but I think he knew that with the allegations coming out, I think he knew something was coming down the road, and I think that weighed on him. Now he can kind of get away from football a little bit. I mean, not really. He's not going to be on a team, but he can just practice, stay away for a while. But November, somebody's going to pick him up. Somebody will pick him up.
Yeah, I hope not. I hope he just sails off. I know that we always think that, but at the same time, there's players on teams that, do as worse, if not worse, on some of these things, and before you know it, they're back on a team as well too.
I get it. I mean, I totally get it too. I would not sign him. He's not. I mean, for one, his head might not be there. He'll sign to a practice squad definitely. I definitely could see that. But I could see him kicking in the NFL before the end in December. I really could.
See, and I think the NFL, if they really wanted to, and they never will because the NFL is scared of owners and things like that. But if the NFL actually wanted to get it to them, stick it to them, they should have said 10-week suspension starts when you sign with the team. So that an NFL team had to sign him for 10 weeks to sit around and do nothing. And that is a little bit. In other NFL news, the Bengals have extended their lease to stay in Cincinnati till 2023, or I'm sorry, 2036, if I can get that out of my mouth. This obviously shows the Bengals want to stay there. I know there was talks about them leaving. I feel like you're hearing about this more than ever, and maybe just because I'm older and I'm hearing about it, but these teams are like, hey, we know what money can be made in our cities. How about you make sure you keep us here by giving us what we want? We're seeing it in Chicago. We saw what Minnesota built. We saw what the Cowboys built. What did you think about when you heard about this?
I'm glad that they are, because there was talk that they would move out of the Cincinnati area and go somewhere else. Stay in Ohio, but go somewhere else. I think a lot of these towns, they want you there, but they don't want to pay. They don't want to take the cost to it either.
Yep.
And that's a big deal. They want the owners to foot most of the bill on it.
Yep.
And a lot of these owners are like, come on, give me a little of your TIF money or whatever to get me by or whatever. And these cities are like, no, you pay for it. That's you're taking all the profit out, you're taking all the profits back in by everybody coming in and buying your seats, your PLs, PSLs and everything else, your food and everything else. It's the towns don't want to pick it up. I know Arlington, when they wanted to, where they want to build that, they told them, you're going to have to pay for majority of the stadium yourself. We're not picking it up.
Yeah, and I do see, I guess I see hand in hand where there should be a certain percentage taken by the owners,
Right.
But like the owner's not taking the full, because the city's not all, or don't act like the city's not also benefiting from that.
Exactly.
In Chicago, you're paying tolls to get to the game. So, hey, the city's making money there. You're having to stay at a hotel. So the city's making money there.
Exactly.
You're going to have to eat before you get in because you don't want to pay those high prices in the stadiums, right? You're going to drink beer before you get in there. All these things are getting done before they even get into the stadium. Oh, wait. If they leave the stadium, they gotta stop and get something to eat. They got to do this. They got to stop and get gas. All these things the cities are making money off of. At the same time, I do see the cities being like, well, we know how much you're making.
Exactly.
So you need to pick up a portion of this. I could care less if Cincinnati stayed there.
Right.
Like if they wanted to go somewhere, because like that's the thing now. We know the Dallas Cowboys are not there. The Chicago Bears might not be there. Like all these people are going to be like, well, we're going to be our name's going to be the city that's closest to us, and then that's what we're. So it may not actually stay in Cincinnati, but it was going to stay close enough to Cincinnati. Right. This solidifies they're staying in Cincinnati.
Yeah, most definitely.
In other news, speaking of the Cowboys, you can't keep their names out of your mouth. The Cowboys will have 16 training camp practices to fans in California. Aren't they in Texas? Okay. Cowboys have done this 19 times in Oxnard, California. Cowboys have done this 46 times in the Southern California area. When they return for their final portion of this training camp, they'll return to Frisco. Frisco sounds good. Frisco, Texas, with only selected practices to the public. Now, you ask, right before I let you get into this, 16 training camp practices in California will be free to the public. Now, the ones where they come back to Frisco, Texas, will only be selected practices to the public. What did you think about when you heard about this?
Why are you... I get it that the Cowboys are a global entity. I get that. And you've been in Oxnard for years. Ever since I remember you guys doing preseason, but then limit to your fan base that's out of Texas. That is your why. My next question is, why aren't we doing all of it in Frisco? Why are we still in Oxnard? Oxnard has been there for a long, long time. Why is the Cowboys still there? Why aren't they doing it all in Frisco? Can they do it all in Frisco? And then you can limit your fans to, okay, you can only see so many of these scrimmages or practices at that time. But why are they still in? They have the money to build a deal that, unless it's too warm there, but that still wouldn't matter. I mean, Oxnard, California, that's Southern California. That's got to be warm as well. So I don't get it why they all can't. Why the whole thing can't be in in Frisco.
Yeah, I see the side of tradition, right? We got to
Sure.
have it. We've had it there for whatever, blah, blah, blah. Have 5 practices, 6 practices there. And then come back to Frisco, Texas, and be able to have it in front of your Cowboys fans. Now, Cowboys fans are in Illinois. They're in Wisconsin. They're everywhere, right? They're a very global, like you said, global image of a sports. We talked
Right.
about the Lakers not too long ago. The Cowboys are that of the NFL. America's team, even though I didn't vote on that. But when they say that they're going to come back for selective practices, to the public, I laugh because don't they give tours of the stadium like during the season when they're practicing, when they're lifting, and then like, oh wait, now it's almost game time. We're not going to have it to the public. Like I guess I just wonder if, and maybe I'm, I don't know enough Cowboys fans to know this, but like, would you travel to California to see your Cowboys? Like, if I'm going to be a Vikings fan, I want to go to Minneapolis. Like, I want to see that. And I get that, right? Because it's not like the Bears are playing in Chicago for their training camp. They're in Lake Forest.
Right.
But that's like, what, 30, 40 minutes away? Not a state away. That's like literally the Chicago Bears saying,
Anyway, Anthony, that's half the country away in Oxnard.
not half. No, I'm sorry. For the Cowboys. Cowboys, yeah, it's only a state away.
Oh, well, okay.
Not a state, but you know what I'm talking about. That's like literally saying the Chicago Bears are going to be in Kenosha, Wisconsin.
Right.
Like, what? Why? Why wouldn't you just be down the street? Like, why wouldn't you go either south or north but stay in Illinois because most of your fans are from Illinois? So I guess I don't understand it. I do see that they've done it 46 times in Southern California. Okay, I guess I see how that is, but you'll see now with these teams scrimmaging where the other teams will come and play and stuff like that. I didn't even notice it when I saw that, but now I look back on it, and the Cowboys are having other teams come to Oxnard, California.
Right.
Well, if I'm a Cowboys fan, I want to see the Cowboys in Texas. So I don't understand this one, but hey, Jerry Jones runs by his own set of rules, and he does what he wants.
He must get a hell of a deal from Oxnard. That's the only thing I could think of, because, I mean, I don't get it why they're that far away for their training camp. Where I know they've got great facilities around Frisco and in Dallas. Outside, I can't remember where they actually play in their stadium at, what city that's called, but they've got to have state-of-the-art facilities that they could do it in Texas. I don't get it.
Yeah, that one definitely caught me off guard, but unfortunately, that is the only NFL news coming out right now. Obviously, basketball's over. Hockey's over. There is baseball. I didn't know if you wanted to talk about the Colorado Rockies making an absolutely awful play. I could care less. But it's football season. We just got to wait a little bit longer before we can actually get into the football season. We at Cover 2 Cook are not going to do the power rankings of the wide receivers. We're not going to do the power rankings of the kickers. I saw that shit on Yahoo. Power rankings of kickers. Who gives a I don't care.
Yeah.
But instead, what we're going to do right now is we're going to get Lisa to join us, and we're going to do a Mount Rushmore of sports movies for the second edition of this.
2.0.
2.0. Lisa, will you join us? There she is.
Hello.
What, are you trying to steal my look? Like, come on now. Jesus. All right. You do one podcast with me, and now you're trying to steal my look. I see how it is now.
It's what they asked for,
Yeah. Everyone asked for it. All right. So we are going to be doing a Mount Rushmore of sports movies. We'll be doing a snake draft this time instead of just one at a time. And the movies that cannot be said because they were on the first podcast that we did with this, tune into episode 100, as it is ones that we cannot be selected. Bad News Bears, Space Jam, Sandlot, Slapshot, Remember the Titans, Friday Night Lights, Longest Yard, League of Their Own, Major League, Hoosiers, Dodgeball, and Like Mike. I feel like I have to say this because people might see this list and be like, come on, there's somebody better. This is a 2.0. Now, everyone get ready. What?
I would like to put an asterisk because it was like the older Bad News Bears and the older Longest Yard. I just want to make that clear too.
Yeah, but
old school them.
Oh, okay.
I would pick the new school ones. I can guarantee you that.
No. Well, maybe we might because we're newer school, old school. Jesus. Like,
hey, you know what? Watch it on pay-per-view then.
yeah. Jesus. I can only, yeah. I'm not even going to go down that route. All right. For the Mount Rushmore, I will be going first. Mr. Timmy Boy down below will be going second. Lisa will be going third. But with the snake draft, she will do picks 3 and 4 till it comes back. So she's got a while in too. So she's got to have great picks 3 and 4. But I'm going to start us off. And the number 1 pick for me for Mount Rushmore of sports movie has to be the Rocky series. The Rocky, honestly, you're Rocky Balboa in Philadelphia. It's just he's the little guy taking on the big guy, and it's always to take it on a country or something. Great boxing movies. Rocky, I don't know how it didn't make the first list, but that's one I'm going to take for my first one. Mr. Tim Cook, who do you got for your first round?
Since you took my number 1, I'm going to go with my number 2 as my number 1, Caddyshack. Hilarious. You know, you've got Bill Murray in it. You've got Rodney Dangerfield, Ted Knight. You know, it's hilarious. It's a, you know, it's in the hole, you know, and he's, you know, it's hilarious. I think it's one of the top movies of all time as far as sports.
Yeah, it cannot be ever remade. I don't want to see that one ever being done.
No.
Lisa, what do you got for your first pick?
I have for my first pick, Bring It On.
Oh, there it is.
Off
the wall.
The
Off
jazz
the wall.
The jazz hands.
Yeah.
I think she's
No,
a black
it's Spirit Fingers. These are
Yeah.
the Spirit Fingers.
Oh.
And you know what? I can't even give you crap because I think we just watched it like a week ago. Like I think I turned it on.
No, I'm not saying 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever after that. No, the original.
Yep.
The Toros is getting cold in here.
Yep.
Nice.
Dwayne Wade's wife's in it, Gabrielle Union or whatever.
Yep.
So yeah. All right. Well, what's your second pick?
Okay,
this?
going to the complete opposite direction. I'm gonna go with We Are Marshall.
Ooh,
sad,
sad movie. Okay.
Yes, but heartfelt.
Yep. And a good situation. When I watched that movie, I always thought Randy Moss was a part of that team because Marshall, whoever heard of them, I said that. But yes, very good movie there. Very sad though. Very sad sports movie. Mr. Tim Cook, what do you got for your second one?
I'm going to go with Moneyball.
Ooh.
I like this one. It is Brad Pitt playing, I can't think of the GM at the time right now.
Bradley Bean?
Billy Bean, yes.
Billy Bean.
And bringing in that one kid from Cleveland in at that time. I can't think of his name that the actor played it in. It changed baseball, and now baseball uses it on every team.
Yep.
I think it is so good how they won the 20 games and how he went against a scout that had been scouting for 20 years. And he's like, you know, he was going to go with it. We're going to stick together on this through thick and thin. And, you know, he didn't have a budget and everything. And it is really good. It is really good. I think he played Billy Bean really well.
It is a really good movie. Unfortunately, I think it's the end of baseball. Because now the game is so statistical. I can't even say the word.
Analytic.
Yes. And now it's caused it so.
Yep.
All right, well, I got 2 picks. And I cannot believe one of these 2 has not come off. You said Caddyshack. I got to go with the better golf movie, Happy Gilmore.
Nice.
Adam Sandler. And they're coming out with the second one. I don't know how I feel about it yet. Hopefully it's good. But that first one, when he's beating Bob Barker's ass in the sand trap, Shooter McGavin, that movie is hilarious. It obviously is one of the first starts of Adam Sandler getting that run going. But yes, Happy Gilmore has to be my second pick. For my third pick, now this one might be a little off the wall, but every time it's on, I gotta watch it. Shane Falco and the Replacements, the guys that come in when the game or the lockout, and they're all these misfits, and they come together to play this good football. It is hilarious moments, and it's one of those things where when Shane Falco comes in at the end, and he's like, "I could beat the Dallas team," you're just like, "Hell yes!" So Replacements has to be my number 3 pick. Mr. Tim Cook, what do you got for your third round?
I'm going to go really some old school, late, probably 70s, 80s. North Dallas 40.
No,
nobody. It's about
on my list.
Old, Nick Nolte in it. I can't think of the other guy that was in it. The scene I remember the most is they're in the prayer. It's the championship game, and the pastor or the reverend Catholic. I don't know what it was. He said the prayer, and the guy jumped up and says, "Now let's go kill the
Nice.
CSs." Yes.
Yeah.
When was
And
this movie made? Because I've never heard of it.
79, I would say late 70s, early 80s.
Black and white.
No, not
Oh.
black and white.
Oh.
Not black and white. But I mean, it was also showed too where somebody got hurt,
Yeah.
and they injected to get him to go out there and play. And he told me, I cannot play. Kind of like off of, what was the movie that was where he, it had Vanderbeek, James Vanderbeek in it. And
I don't want to say it. I don't want to say it because it's on my list. Varsity Blues.
Okay. Yes. It's similar to that, and he goes out and gets hurt.
Yeah.
He pulls his hamstring in this movie. So it just shows you, you're expendable, just like in any day life. But yeah, when he jumps up and says, "Let's go kill those," it is hilarious. The whole movie is hilarious. So
yeah, this movie was directed by a T-Rex. That's how old it is. All right, Lisa, what is your final two rounds for your last two picks for your final two rounds?
Well, I will say, Anthony, you are probably the one I have to be concerned about taking my movies. And you just saying that before we did this, I had to move around my list a little bit because that one was up there, but I moved it around. So actually, my third pick is The Benchwarmers.
Yeah.
The other Adam Sandler movie. He may not be in it, but it is done by Happy Madison, right? So that's always a good one. That one always gives me good laughs. The guy being allergic to the sun and eating the sunscreen.
Making macaroni. Yes. Yeah.
He can't hit the ball.
Yeah.
So that's a classic for me. That's my third pick. My fourth pick.
I have to do one more. I'm sorry. When he points up and then he just keeps pointing down and he circles right in front of him. Yeah. Babe Ruth's shot. Yeah. All right. Go on. I'm sorry.
My fourth pick is a childhood classic. He can play all the sports, but the original one, Air Bud.
Air Bud. There it is. The golden retriever that could do everything.
Everything.
And he would deflate the football because he'd catch it with his teeth. How the hell did that football stay? Yeah. I will be honest, that is on my list as well because just the creation of making those movies had to be so long and so but yes, Air Bud is good. And, honestly, you're saying the first one, but some of them all have quirkiness to them. So they're all
say because, decent. The other one that came in my head was the soccer one. That one's pretty good too.
Yeah, because it just runs out there and he just takes it on. And I was like, all right, here we go. All right, Mr. Tim Cook, what do you got for your last pick of this Mount Rushmore?
This one is a very good movie. It's directed by Clint Eastwood, $1 Million Baby.
Ooh, okay.
I love this one. It's a tearjerker but it is really sad at the end. If you've not seen it, it is very sad about how he makes her into a title contender. And, she ends up getting it, but then she ends up getting hurt.
Yeah.
Morgan Freeman's in it, which I totally forgot about. And he's kind of a cankerous kind of person too that helps him run his gym. And this, Hillary Swank comes in and she just battles just to get his attention.
Yeah.
Then finally, Clint Eastwood trains her and gets her to a championship and actually win. I don't know if she didn't win because I think that one girl cheated by doing something and she hit her head off the stool, and that's what ended up being her concussion. I think, wasn't it? Or
yeah, I thought she broke her neck. I thought she went paralyzed.
Yes. So and he, if you've not seen this movie, spoiler alert. He pulls the plug on her and she ends up dying because she didn't want to live like that anymore. It is a very good movie, very determinating movie, very, it at the end is very sad.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. That one I think I've watched once, maybe twice.
Really?
But once you know it, it's shit. All right, for my last pick, I'm not going to take Varsity Blues because I said it out there. So, Lisa, if you were going to pick it, I just did it. So you didn't pick it. My last one is going to G-Baby on Hardball. Hardball with Keanu Reeves or whatever, and him having to get in trouble and has to coach these teams. and the baseball movie. It is a great one. The kids come together. They finally make it. We're going to the ship. What? We're going to the ship. But then G Baby dies. It's a sad part at the end. And they end the summer off with playing great. I think it's just one of these movies where you like say, hey, maybe I don't have it as bad as someone else does, or maybe sometimes I need to be corrected into a moment of being like, hey, I need to live in this moment instead of be thinking down the line. Hardball is a great movie. I always wanted the G Baby jersey growing up because of how cool it was. But yes, now I'm going to leave it up to the group. We have our list. We have our thing. Do we give our honorable mentions, or down the line, do we do another third?
No. I think this was hard enough. This was hard because you're limited to what you can. And I think a lot of these movies that if you pick the top 100 are not very good. I mean, I wouldn't watch. I wouldn't watch again.
All right. Well, let's give Lisa, because I know she has 4 more. Give your quick 4 honorable mentions.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I was also okay with going into honorable mentions too. So my first one was Varsity Blues.
Yep.
My second one is Longest Yard with Adam Sandler.
Okay.
Gotcha.
My third one is the Goofy movie with the roller skates.
All right. Yeah. I mean, it's a great movie, but not for the sports industry, but okay.
And then my fourth one was Angels in the Outfield.
Ooh, yeah. So for me, I have the Mighty Ducks. I cannot believe that didn't get brought up. Days of Thunder with Tom Cruise, the last superstar in the movie industry. I have Talladega Nights.
Yeah.
Is it on there? I had one more.
That's totally one I would have said too. I don't know why I didn't think of that.
I was sitting there being like, that. I'm surprised that one didn't make it. There was one other one. It was Varsity Blues, but yes. Did you have any honorable mentions?
White Men Can't Jump.
Okay. Well, you'd pick the old one. We'd probably pick the new one. So
no, there's only one.
There's 2.
No, there's 2.
Oh, is there?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, Jack Harlow's in the second one. And I know you don't even know who that is, so just move on.
That's got to be on streaming, Hulu or something.
Yeah, you don't even have to pay for it. It's not a pay-per-view.
Oh, really?
It's just on Hulu. But what else you got?
How about The Rookie with Dennis Quaid?
Oh, yeah.
If you've not seen that one, that is a very good one about a guy that was a decent pitcher, and then he came back and had surgery, and then they found out he could really throw the ball, and he ends up playing for the Tampa Bay Rays.
Your daughter loved that movie, didn't she?
I think so. Yeah, because she fell asleep in it.
Yeah, you took us as we're kids, and she fell asleep, and you're like, why did I pay for a ticket? Because it wasn't interesting to her at all.
Yeah, well, not for her, was it? For us, it was.
Yeah, it was all right.
How about Cool Runnings? John Candy.
Yes. Yep.
About the Jamaican bobsled team.
Yeah.
And the one I just kind of, in case I need it in my back pocket, how about Blue Chips? You had Shaquille O'Neal, Anthony Penn. Trash. You had Nick Nolte in it. Yeah, that was in my rear pocket in case I needed it. But that's what tells you how hard this was. I thought this was hard. I did a lot of research last night and just looking at different sports movies. This was hard. I thought the 2.0 was hard.
Yeah, I mean, I think 3.0 would have got pretty hard, but I mean, you got like Thunderstruck, I think it's called, when you got Kevin Durant when he played for OKC. That's a Disney movie. Like you have things like what was it? Motocross. Do you remember that one, Lisa, on Disney Channel?
Yeah, I feel like we should look at Tim's list and see like what is the newest movie, because I feel like he's just going to the archive. There's so many new movies.
I'm thinking maybe the Rookie or White Man Can't Jump. That's about the newest one I've got.
It's hard for you because you're looking in the 80s.
Yeah.
Well, we're trying to get with the older audience that maybe I remember that movie.
Yeah,
maybe.
Yeah,
I don't know.
and I still
I'm just throwing it out there.
I still can't get over the fact that you're like, there's only one White Man Can't Jump. Nope. They've made 4 of them since then. No, I'm just kidding. But yes, all right. That is our Mount Rushmore of sports movies. We talked a little NFL as well. We are going to take a 2-week hiatus. Now, if you want more of Cover 2 Cook, go follow us on YouTube, on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. When we come back, it is heads to the ground for football season as we're getting ready for fantasy. I know some people have already done their fantasy draft. You're a nerd. You're a nerd if you've already done it. I'm calling you out right now, okay? We'll be back for the what is the season going to look like with some of these teams? What are these rookies? Are we going to have another standout quarterback that comes out as a rookie? Who knows what to expect, but we're ready for it. We're going to be ready back for betting. I need some gambling in my life. I need some excitement, some disappointment, all that as well. So when we come back, we're going to get ready for the football season. We want to thank everyone that does watch. Have a great couple weeks. Enjoy the sun. Stay cool, and we'll see you in a couple weeks.